Okay, good morning, Mr. Rakan. Welcome to our company. Today is your interview session, so I will be your interviewer. To start this interview, I would like to ask you about yourself. Can you tell me about yourself?
Okay, so I'm currently an 11th grade software engineering student at IDM Boarding School Solo. I'm really into building websites and apps. Lately, I've been doing a lot of coding. For example, I built a website and app for the Puskesmas to handle their laboratorium. When I'm not doing school projects, I also making simple web games and using React or Tailwind just to challenge myself.
Okay, so what interests you about this role?
Okay, what really interests me about this role is the chance to step out of my school projects and work on real world problems. I have spent a lot of time building things on my own, like the full system for the Puskesmas laboratorium using tools like Laravel, but doing it in a real teams as a full stack developer is a whole different change. I'm super excited to push my coding skill further, learn how a real teach team operates, and actually contribute to making a good product.
Okay, thank you. I need to know about your strength. Tell me about your greatest strength.
Okay, I do say my great strengths are adaptability and problem solving skills, both in coding and in real life, technically. I'm a fast learner. I don't just stick to one tool. I can jump between React, Laravel, or Flutter depending on what the project needs. But beyond that, I have a strong drive to figure things out. For example, during a school program in Lombok recently, I had to find short-term work to fund my daily needs and my trip back to Solo. That experience really taught me how to stay calm under pressure and find solution creatively. I bring that same resilient mindset when I'm debugging code or building an app.
Okay, so now tell me about your weaknesses.
My greatest weakness is probably that I get easily excited by new technologies and want to learn everything at once. Because I love exploring, I sometimes jump between learning React, Flutter, and even game development. While it's great for building a broad skill set, I realize it can sometimes split my focus and slow down my mind work. To fix this, I have started prioritizing better. For example, when I was building the uh, Puskesmas system, I forced myself to stick strictly to the required stack until the project was finished before playing around with new frameworks.
Okay, so uh, I need your reason. Why do you want to work in our company?
I want to work here because I'm looking for a place where I can truly grow from a student into a professional full stack developer. I've built full system like the Puskesmas system and some web games on my own, but I know that working at this company will give me the chance to work on larger real world application. I really want to learn how to team collaborate, apply my coding skill in React or Laravel, and contribute to products that people actually use.
Okay, so actually, if you work here, you will get some jobs and some tasks, so it will make you stress. How do you handle the stress from your job?
Okay, I handle stress by stepping back and breaking the problem into smaller pieces. If I'm stressed because of a tricky bug in my code, like when I was building my React game or fixing an API in Laravel, staring at the screen doesn't help. I usually take a short break, clear my head, and the solution often comes when I look at it fresh. For bigger real life pressure, I focus on what I can control. Like when I was in Lombok for a school program and had to find short term work just to fund my trip back to Solo. I didn't panic, I just focused on finding solution day by day. I used the exact same mindset to handle tight deadlines in my development project.
Okay, so and we come to your achievement. What is your greatest achievement?
I do say my greatest achievement so far is building a complete digital system for Puskesmas from UI. As a high school student, creating both a website and an application that handles real user registration and laboratorium management was a hug technical jump for me. I actually presented this exact project for my final competency test Ujicom recently. Finishing it proved to me that I can take a complex idea and turn it into a fully working product, not just follow basic coding tutorial.
Okay, so and why should we hire you? What makes you different from others?
You should hire me because I bring a great mix of hands-on coding skill and a massive drive to learn. Even though I'm still a student, I don't just study theory. I actively build a real project, whether it's setting up a backend with Laravel, creating user interface with React, or exploring mobile app with Flutter. I know I still have room to grow in a professional setting, but I'm ready to work incredibly hard. If you bring me into the team, you're getting someone who is adaptable, energetic, and completely focused on contributing to your project from day one.
Okay, so what mistake did you ever make while learning or working?
One of biggest mistake I made when I first start, started learning full stack development was jumping straight into coding without planning. For example, when I was trying to build early projects connecting a React front end to a back end, I didn't design the database properly. Halfway through, the APIs got completely messed up, and I had to rewrite a lot of code. It was frustrating, but it taught me a hook lesson. Now, before I type any code, like when I built the Puskesmas system, I always map out the database and system architecture first. It saves so much time in the end.
Okay, so and then what is the last things that you teach to yourself?
The very last thing I taught myself was game development using HTML5 canvas and the Godot engine. Since my main focus is usually on web and app development, I want to challenge my programming logic in a completely different way. I learned how to handle game loops and rendering, and I even built a simple tower defense and a Clash Royale style game. It was really fun, and surprisingly, figuring out game mechanics actually made my overall JavaScript and problem solving skills much sharper for my regular web projects.
Okay, so for the last, do you have any question for our company?
Maybe no.
Okay, so if you know, that's all for today, Mr. Rakan, and we will inform you for the result of this interview on your email and your WA. And that's all for today. Good afternoon. Have a nice day.